Making headlines this hour, President extends warm greetings to the senior officials and employees of the Maldives Customs Service on the occasion of its 135th anniversary. Fisheries Minister expresses confidence that the new national brand from Maldives will ease challenges to market fish products. And Maldives and Japan sign. Rahim, Assalamu alaikum and welcome to PSM News in English with me, the employees of the Maldives Customs Service on the occasion of its 135th anniversary. In a post on his official X account on Friday, the President conveyed his best wishes and expressed hopes that the Maldives Customs Service would continue to make progress and achieve further success in its service to the nation. The recorded history of Maldives Customs is traced to 18th July 1890, although government export and import tax administrative infrastructure was functional long before that. Maldives Customs joined the World Customs Organization on 8 September 1995 when it became its 139th member. The name of Maldives Customs was renamed Maldives Customs Service on 11th November 1998. The Minister of Fisheries and Ocean Resources, Ahmad Shyam, expresses confidence that the officially launched new national brand for Maldives fish products, titled From Maldives, will ease the present challenges to market local products in international markets. The brand was unveiled by President Dr. Mohamed Moise at the UK Maldives Business Forum held in the United Kingdom on July 17th. The brand launch marks a major step forward in the efforts to promote the Maldivian fishing industry on the global stage. At the Business Forum, Minister Shyam joined the Q&A session and spoke about the market challenges facing Maldivian fisheries. He highlighted how the Maldives continues to face high tariffs in key markets, especially in the global north, even as large industrial fleets using less sustainable methods enjoy duty-free access. The minister underscored that this imbalance is exactly why the new fisheries brand matters, and that the hope is that it will ease some of the weight we carry by showcasing the true value of Maldivian products and building global recognition for fisheries that are doing things the right way, sustainably, responsibly, and with care. With a logo that symbolizes the shape of the traditional Maldivian fishing boats, fish products, and the country's rich natural resources, the From Maldives brand demonstrates that the country's fishing industry is environmentally sustainable, technologically advanced, socially inclusive, and globally competitive. The brand also reflects the deep-rooted relationship between the ocean and the lives of the Maldivian people, as well as the creativity and cultural richness of the Maldivian people. The brand further symbolizes that the Maldivian fishing industry is evolving to keep up with the changes in the global fish market and complies with international standards. The launch of the brand is a key initiative of the government to increase the benefits of marine resources. It also supports the government's efforts to increase the Maldives' capacity to produce value-added fish and fish products through improved processing, chilling, and storage capacity for fish and fish products. The From Maldives brand is an initiative of the Maldives Fisheries and Ocean Resources Marketing and Promotion Corporation, established by President Dr. Mohamed Moise to strengthen the global competitive participation of locally produced fish products. Maldives and Japan sign an agreement to offer fully funded higher education scholarships to the island nation. Minister of Higher Education, Labour and Skills Development, Dr. Ali Haider Ahmad, and Mutu Taki, the President representative of JICA in the Maldives, officially signed the grant agreement for the JDS Scholarship Program 2025 to 2031 between the Government of the Maldives and Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA. This fully funded scholarship program, the ministry said, aims to strengthen human resource development by providing opportunities for Maldivians to pursue master's degrees in Japan, empowering future public sector leaders and deepening the partnership between the two countries. 6 scholarships for master's degrees have been opened this year, including programs in international relations, public policy, and environmental sciences. The Japanese government is spending more than 1.3 million US dollars on this program. Under the agreement, Maldives will receive Japanese assistance in the field of higher education for the next 4 years. The last 4 years saw the government of Japan provide the opportunity to 24 Maldivian students to pursue master's level education. Addu Equatorial Hospital inaugurates a medical internship program, becoming the first institution in the atolls to offer this essential stage of clinical training. The program commenced last Wednesday, marking a pivotal expansion of medical training opportunities beyond the capital, Male. The one-year internship is a compulsory requirement for medical graduates prior to their entry into permanent service as licensed physicians. Until recently, this critical phase of professional development was confined to government hospitals in Male, specifically Indira Gandhi Memorial Hospital IGMH and Dharmantha Hospital, reflecting a long-standing concentration of training resources in the capital region. The launch of the program in Addu city signals a strategic shift in national healthcare policy. By extending internship placements to the southern atolls, the government aims to broaden access to medical education and address regional disparities in the availability of clinical training. That shift has coincided with a wider effort to expand internship opportunities across the country. The Ministry of Health has designated several additional facilities to host medical interns, diversifying the landscape of professional training. While Dharmantha Hospital remains a principal site, both IGMH and ADK Hospital also offer internships. Hulumale Hospital is in the process of establishing its internship program. The government conducts a survey in North and South Male atolls to monitor reef fish communities. This survey, conducted by the Maldives Marine Research Institute (MMRI) from 3rd to 16th July, is a part of a resampling effort under the Global Finprint project in collaboration with Mott Marine Lab, contributing to one of the world's largest surveys of reef sharks and rays. According to MMRI, researchers deployed baited remote underwater video systems BRUVS to monitor reef fish communities and elasmo branch abundance. Maldives adopted the precautionary approach and imposed a ban on shark fishing within its exclusive economic zone EEZ in 2010, following serious concerns regarding the status of shark stocks in Maldivian waters as well as the Indian Ocean in general. Maldives was the first Indian Ocean country to declare the whole of its EEZ as a shark sanctuary. The protection of shark species in the Maldives has resulted in an uptick in excursion for visiting tourists, prompting the government to expand protected areas. In addition to sharks, ray breeding areas are also being protected by the government, as manta rays have also become a popular excursion activity among tourists. Mexican tomato farmers in Baja California expresses deep concern over new U.S. tariffs that threaten their primary export market, as the termination of a suspension agreement reinstated a 17% anti-dumping duty on their produce.
The Trump administration announced on the 14th of July a duty of about 17% on fresh tomatoes from Mexico, which account for 2/3 of the tomatoes eaten in the U.S., and the end of an export deal between the two countries. While Barreto Solorio, president of Baja California's Agricultural Council and director of Heirloom Farms, described the measure as politically motivated rather than commercially logical. Workers at packing facilities like Victoria Aguilar expressed worry about job security, noting that domestic Mexican consumption of specialty tomatoes remains minimal compared to U.S. demand. The tariff dispute affects an industry that employs hundreds of thousands of people across Mexico, according to Solorio, who hopes ongoing negotiations between producers and the Mexican government will yield a new agreement to maintain favorable export conditions.
Italian Pecorino Romano producers are calling for calm diplomacy and strategic preparation as potential U.S. tariff hikes loom over one of Italy's most iconic cheese exports. Owner of I Buona Tavola, a Pecorino Romano production company, Giuseppe Capuani, said, "What Europe should do and what politics and entrepreneurs do is always find a compromise." He said confrontation or war serves no one and leads nowhere. Capuani, whose company exports to the US, said that while the current 10% tariff has not yet disrupted trade, further increases could require adaptation. Still, he acknowledged that a rise to 30% would force changes. Looking beyond economics, Capuani questioned how long the current US trade posture might last under President Donald Trump. While producers like Capuani focus on resilience and negotiation, the Consorzio di Tutela del Pecorino Romano, which represents the industry, is ramping up efforts to engage with both European and US authorities. Gianni Maudi, president of the consortium, said Pecorino Romano has had a strong presence in the US for more than 140 years, with about 40% of the 360,000 quintals produced annually shipped to the American market. The bulk of US imports are used in industrial food production, where price sensitivity is higher. Maudi warned that any additional cost pressures could lead buyers to seek cheaper substitutes. Trump said on July 12th he would impose a 30% tariff on most imports from the EU and Mexico from August 1st, adding to similar warnings for other countries and leaving them less than 3 weeks to hammer out framework deals that could lower the threatened tariff rate. Provincial officials says heavy monsoon rains across Pakistan's Punjab province killed at least 63 people and injured nearly 300 in the past 24 hours, bringing the nationwide death toll from the rains to at least 159 since late June.
It was one of the deadliest days of this year's rainy season so far. The downpours caused flooding and building collapses, with most of the deaths caused by the roofs of weaker homes failing. Lahore, the eastern provincial capital, reported 15 deaths, Faisalabad 9, and the farming towns of Okara, Sahiwal, and Pakpatan several more. Since late June, the monsoon rains have killed 103 people and injured 393 in Punjab alone, according to the Provincial Disaster Management Authority, or PDMA. More than 120 homes were damaged and 6 livestock killed. The National Disaster Management Authority, or NDMA, gave the toll of at least 159 deaths nationwide since June 25th and said more than 1,000 homes had been damaged. A high flood alert was issued for the river Jhelum at the northern town of Mangla, where water inflows were expected to surge to high levels, according to the Pakistan Meteorological Department. Authorities warned that adjoining streams could also overflow in the next 24 hours, putting nearby communities at risk. Monsoon rains are a routine part of South Asia's climate and are essential for crop irrigation and replenishing water supplies. However, their adverse impact had worsened in recent years due to rapid urban expansion, poor drainage systems, and more frequent extreme weather events linked to climate change.
A convoy of Israeli military vehicles was seen driving into the Syrian side of the Israel-Syria border near the Druze town of Majda Shams in the Golan Heights on Thursday, following powerful airstrikes on Damascus a day before.
The convoy of 5 vehicles, which included 4 Humvees, some towing along equipment carriages, and 1 transport vehicle with troops on board, drove along a road near the border fence before a gate was opened to allow them to drive into the Syrian side. On July 16, hundreds of Druze were seen crossing the border in the Golan Heights despite efforts by the Israeli military to stop the stream of men heading by foot and in cars into Syria. Meanwhile, in Damascus, powerful airstrikes shook the city on the 16th of July, targeting the defense ministry as Israel vowed to destroy Syrian government forces attacking Druze communities in southern Syria and demanded they withdraw. Diplomats said the United Nations Security Council will meet to address the conflict.
England soccer fans cheers and celebrates after their team secured a spot in the Women's Euro 2025 semi-finals via a dramatic penalty shootout victory over Sweden. England had come from 2-0 down to force extra time, but no further goals led to one of the most extraordinary shootouts ever seen at a major tournament. England's goalkeeper Hannah Hampton turned out to be the unlikely hero, having been thrust into the spotlight in her first major tournament after the experienced Mary Earps announced her international retirement just weeks before the tournament.
It was intense, honestly. My voice is gone, as you can tell, but it was amazing. The best game that I've been to. It was stressful, had everything. But yeah, it was intense, and I'm glad we got the win. That's what counts.
Sweden fans left disappointed but proud of their team's performance. Sweden goalkeeper Jennifer Falk played both the hero and the villain during the chaotic shootout, making save after save from a succession of poorly struck England penalties. But when she had the chance to win it, she fired her own effort way over the bar. Archaeologists walking on the shores of Ohrid Lake in Albania says they have uncovered the oldest human settlement built on a European lake, finding evidence of an organized hunting and farming community living up to 8,000 years ago.
The team from Switzerland and Albania spent hours each day about 3 meters or 9.8 feet underwater, painstakingly retrieving wooden stilts that supported houses. They are also collecting bones of domesticated and wild animals, copper objects and ceramics featuring detailed carvings. Albert Hafner from the University of Bern said similar settlements have been found in Alpine and Mediterranean regions, but the settlements in the village of Linn are half a millennium older, dating back between 6,000 and 8,000 years. Hafner said findings show that people who lived on the lake helped to spread agriculture and livestock to other parts of Europe. Multiple studies show that Lake Ohrid, shared by North Macedonia and Albania, is the oldest lake in Europe at over 1 million years. The age of the findings is determined through radiocarbon dating and dendrochronology, which measures annual growth rings in trees. More than 1,000 wood samples have been collected from the site, which may have hosted several hundred people. It is believed to cover around 6 hectares, but so far only about 1% has been excavated after 6 years of work.
That concludes news for now. Thank you for watching PSM News. Have a good day.
राज्य मिनिमम मी कहूंगी रखो
राज्योती इंग्रज सरकार अधीने सरकार अधीन देखोई इतना सुबह क्यों आती
Dimi Rajaki, Abadus, minimum Kaume.
Dilato ka karyo sa Belikamo Gabes, Dakadali Koche, Albarmen Naki, Apatuas, Minibang, Mustatillo, Dauletekam.
නවල් සතේක ෆස්තුවස් පස් වලහරුගේ ජුලෑමෝගේ සම්පිස් වලද හොබි හොන් කමේ